Welcome everyone, this is going to be a hard mode commentary playthrough, and this is WhiteHawke, and I'm accompanied by...
Baube, the admin of the server. Spooky Baube, because it's Halloween!
Spooky Bob. It's not going to be Halloween by the time the video goes up, but you know, details. So, 3 slots, they're all 100% complete, and you might be thinking, oh, I like this game. No, I don't. I really don't. Also, I have to delete one of the slots to actually be able to do this, and I deleted the older save file. The reason why I have 3 slots, in case anyone's wondering, is because I wanted to have some footage of this game a long time ago.
And also you told me that the hard game mode had some sub-story or something like that to it.
Yeah, see, so, at the end of normal mode, you can go back to the ship to get some more power-ups. Since there's no power-ups in hard mode, they don't let you do that. Unfortunately, that means you miss on a post-game cutscene and a post-game boss. So, assuming I actually get around to it, I might actually be able to create an extra video for that, but it won't be in hard mode, which is what this playthrough is supposed to be all about.
Yeah, for what you told me, it was a 9 episode, maybe 10 with
the
special episode.
I don't get the start of this movie. Like, what the hell are we watching?
Maybe, I don't know.
Is Samus as a baby?
The birth of Samus? I don't know.
Space Odyssey 2000 or something? I don't know. But
probably.
Well, Space Odyssey, the original, not 2010 or something like that. I never watched the 2010 variant. Whatever, I don't get what they were trying to do. It makes no sense. It's trying to be philosophical and deep, but it isn't.
It doesn't make any sense.
It really isn't.
Why am I still...
Yeah, and here we are.
Why am I still alive? We're all going to be asking ourselves this question at the end.
Yeah.
Of this video, of this series, I have no idea. I actually kind of hate that I'm going to end my retrospective on this game, but I have to get back to Spooky October and Splatoon 2.
It's the last one, so don't worry.
Oh yeah, well I'm already done playing the game. I actually thought for a second I would have to play this game again because I need to get some subtitles in. So if there's any inconsistency between the cutscenes and the gameplay, it's because I had to splice them, merge some theater mode footage in. And I read here, plot hole, Mother Brain uses her rainbow attack. She's not supposed to have it because the baby is supposed to have had absorbed it out of her.
And Samus was supposed to already get gotten hit by it, and that's why the baby Metroid came to save her, but...
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't show the whole thing. It would have been more badass that way, but I guess they had to start from somewhere.
They said that, like, many criticisms on this game, one of which is the big plot holes on the series. Yeah. And also, like, people told me that like Sakamoto did, like, with the writing or stuff like that, he did like the
voice direction, English voice direction specifically. He doesn't speak English. It'll be clear he doesn't know how English works. Don't worry about that.
And didn't they like do like if the Prime series never existed or something like that? Like,
oh yeah, it's, you know what? I think it was passive aggressive the way that he did it. I'll explain it later in the video because it's gonna be there. But anyway, yeah, Mother, time to go. What a badass line, right? That's exactly what you're gonna say after your baby, your baby figure just died in front of you.
Like, and I checked the documentary on the like 30 years retrospective. Retrospective, of the series, and like it was better explained there than just this cutscene. It's a bit sad.
Samus monologuing. She's going to do that very, very often in this game. Unfortunately, we'll not get any of her personality or backstory to really appear or come up at any point. Mostly because even though Sakamoto said that this game was supposed to be about Samus, it is not. It's about Adam, and it's going to become clear later on. Or rather, early on even.
And the explosion that followed.
Well, at least she's not dead.
Also, it's Zebes, not Zebes. I hate that. I really wish it was Zebes. Especially because they're going to call some creatures Zebesians later on, so it's like inconsistent.
Oh, yeah.
And the baby.
The baby.
The baby.
The baby, the baby, the baby.
Come on, Samus.
Always the baby.
She says it a lot in the beginning, but she's going to stop saying it after some time, like later on in this video. But I think it's like 9 times she says it in this beginning cutscenes, or cutscenes, shots too.
Yeah, they said like big plot holes, bad writing, bad characters. Like it had everything. It tried to do something good, I guess, but
Yeah, you know what? I have this really cool LP series saved. I don't know if I'll properly link it in the video, but there should be this normal mode playthrough that's excellent. It's got links to Iwata Asks from back when the game came out, and you know, interviews with Sakamoto, and how after the game released he just stopped doing interviews because of the reception.
Oh, that's okay.
Like initially when Sakamoto was like, oh, people don't get it or something like that. They don't appreciate it. They don't get the game, or they like that silly Prime series too much. I don't know. He wasn't that. He was passive aggressive, you know, about the whole thing. I think that's what he was.
Yeah, well, you said he was like his love child, so
yeah, he really poured his heart into this. Unfortunately, his heart is devoid of soul and black as the night, or something like that.
Oh, that's a bit rude.
The thing is now is that at this point, Metroid: Samus Returns has come out, and people have, well, some people have forgiven Sakamoto because that game is good to them. It's a proper Metroid game. So hopefully this LP/commentary series is going to be more positive than other similar things, because there's quite a few of these. There's two guys play or watch something, I don't know what they're called. There's also Metroid Assassination Authorized or something like that. There's plenty of these, and I recommend quite a few of them. They're quite fun to watch. But this is our own for this channel, because I wasn't just going to play this game and commentate while doing that, because that would have meant my play would have, my gameplay would have been longer, and therefore I would have to suffer even longer. See, that's why I really invited you here. Not for your commentary, but so you can suffer with me.
It's good. It's better. The double the fun. We double the fun. We double the craziness. We double the pain.
Yes. Oh, sense move. We have sense move right here. This is a little controversial because it sounds really cool. But here's the thing. I'm using a Wiimote to play this game, and all you have to do to activate sense move is to press in a direction, any direction, and you'll dodge. There is no like cooldown or like there's no delay. So if you tiptoe all the time, you know, keep pressing or tapping to any direction you want, you'll constantly sense move, unless you can't sense move something at all, which will come up much later on in like episode 6 or 5 or something. And
it charges up your charge beam, right?
Yeah,
like
if you're holding the shoot button, you'll immediately be able to use the charge beam, and that makes it overpowered. But that's mostly overpowered in hard mode. But it's also necessary, because otherwise the game would be really, really frustrating, which is what this game really is. Yeah, also, you see what I'm doing here? Using first person. To do that, you have to
you can dodge, right?
Yeah, you can dodge in first person, but to do that, you have to, instead of pressing the control pad, you have to flick the Wiimote, you know, sideways. And to actually go into first person in the first place, you have to point the Wii remote at the TV screen. And if you have a Wiimote, you should try that right now. See how it feels. It doesn't feel good. And I'm not talking to Bob right now, or specifically talking to Bob. I'm talking to the audience. Just try it. If you have not played this game, just try it, see how it feels. It doesn't feel good at all.
Oh, also they introduced the finishing moves. That was
yeah, you know what? I don't mind the finishing moves at all. Some people don't like them. They don't feel like it's for Metroid, but I think for the gameplay this game was going for, it was fine. And here we have the power bombs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they look cool. Unfortunately, this is the only time we'll actually be able to use them, except for at the very end where the game will tell you, or no, the game won't tell you that you can use them someday again. Because, you know, you won't be able to use them because Adam will not have authorized them. Well, exactly. But we shouldn't bring him up yet. He hasn't appeared in the plot yet.
That's something that blots the gameplay from what I've seen. Only Adam.
You'll see. We'll explain it as it appears.
Yeah.
Right now, it's all about the baby.
Yeah.
The baby gave her the powers.
We should have like a baby count number. So how many times
it's 13, I think. 13 times she's gonna say the baby. She says it most often in the beginning. I think I've mentioned this before, but she says the baby most often in the beginning because Sakamoto couldn't write a personality for Samus, and he really wanted to get to Adam right away. Whoops, I forgot to mention I was supposed to mention Adam.
It's okay.
None of the baby remained on me.
Yeah, because since the baby Metroid...
Why would she look at her palm for a sign? Like, did she think there was going to be a piece of the baby left on her?
Well, but in the first cinematic, there was a piece that got into her hand, so that's probably why.
Of it struck me once again.
Because yeah, once the baby dies, like some of the particles get on her suit, and she gets overpowered.
Into her.
Yeah. And that's how she kills the Mother Brain.
All Metroids exterminated. There certainly isn't going to be a Metroid or a couple of Metroids in the next game, and there certainly won't be Metroids in this game. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
The only game that does not have any Metroids, it's the full version of Metroid Prime Hunters. There was a Metroid or Mocktroid in the demo version, but in the full version, there's no Metroids, which is kind of ironic, but you know, I'm not going to be covering Metroid
the
Prime
version
Hunters.
where there's multi bounty artists, right? You have to find them or something. Yeah, okay.
Prime Hunters, if I ever let's play it, we'll get to it. But right now, it's all about the baby.
About the other game. A distress call.
Babies cry.
Babies cry.
Babies cry again.
A common SOS.
The nickname comes from the fact that the purpose
It's Bounty Hunter. She has to respond to every
SOS. Oh,
distress call.
the purpose of the signal is to draw attention, like all of the other SOSs that exist. It's also a common SOS, so I don't know why she would prioritize this one. But you know what? The Prime series starts with a distress signal from the space pirates. So you know what? I headcanon that Samus, every time she gets an SOS or a distress signal, she immediately heads to that place, no matter how dangerous it may be. Also,
She's
finally we get to the title, even though there was like a Metroid
to.
Other M, the movie thing at the beginning.
That was just maybe for the beauty of it.
Yeah, Sakamoto cried while watching this. I think I know which scene he cried at, but it's not good. Also, the bottle ship, you know how it's shaped like a bottle.
Oh yeah.
Like a
That's
bottle
fair.
is.
That's
I
where
don't even
everything
want to finish
starts.
the joke. They're really trying to push in the mother theme, mother baby daughter theme during this game, but it's not about it. That's the problem. It's not about Samus. It's not about babies. It's not about daughters. It's about Adam.
It's about Adam.
Because this, like, you've watched my Metroid Fusion playthrough or like caught up on Metroid Fusion. Adam is dead by the time of Metroid Fusion, and he appears in this game.
Adam, right?
So, no, yeah, the ship's name in Metroid Fusion, but in this game he's actually alive. But in Metroid Fusion he's dead, and Metroid Fusion is the next game chronologically. So you can tell what's gonna happen to Adam in this game already.
He dies.
Everyone knew before this game came out what would happen to Adam. He also appeared in the Metroid manga, if you've read that, but I doubt you have because
No,
it's
I haven't.
quite a rarity. Metroid manga, this game references to it, but it doesn't explain it, which is the game's fault. So I'll probably mention the Metroid manga once we eventually get to that scene that's quite infamous for this title. But for now, I just wanted to throw it out there.
I think I know which one it is, so I'll probably
Yeah. But the problem is that Metroid ORM, even though it references to it, it doesn't explain it, or it doesn't explain what's not important. And you can tell what's not important just from how the cutscenes are gonna go around. There's quite a few left. We're gonna be getting some gameplay though.
Also, I did some homework for just saying that out loud for all of the viewers that are watching right now, because I don't know much of the series.
Yeah,
like,
but that's okay. I know all about the series. You don't know much about it. It's two perspectives, you know.
I watched like a big documentary from the 30th anniversary, and I watched some critics and stuff for like the other for the other M. Game. So
feedback.
I know some of the I know some of the stuff that is not good. Like some of the things where like the game is too linear. It's too.
Well, we have gameplay right now.
Yeah.
And now we're out of gameplay already. I don't know why Samus was needlessly super slow-mo right there or something like that.
Because it's a badass shot.
Oh my goodness, sexism.
Oh no.
Remember him?
Remember me?
He's actually
There's
probably
one person who calls me princess.
the most, like, the fan favorite character. But some people don't like him, some people tolerate him. The thing is, I'll give this to Anthony. He actually recognizes Samus as this badass person. He's the only character who does. So he has that going for him, factually.
Yeah, that's something I've seen too. Like, no one has respect for Samus, even though she saved the universe pretty much 2 times already.
Okay, Adam is here. Now we can talk about him. And
Good.
some people have seen that Samus mentions the baby very often in the beginning, right? She's not going to mention the baby anymore, like 5 more times, but spread out throughout the game from here on in, compared to like 8 times in the beginning cutscenes. Just because now she can talk about Adam all the freaking time. Also, note how she walks like a woman in this cutscene. You know what? That's what I'm talking about compared to Metroid Prime 3. Metroid Prime 3 had a lot more subtle movements. The cutscenes, even though they look pretty, they don't have that.
The first words out of his mouth.
Samus had like that bounty hunter feel to her, like that badass thing.
Yeah, in fact, if you go back to look at the cutscene where I pointed at the Galactic Federation ship or something like that, there's a noise that happens and she reacts to it, but she doesn't move because of it. Yeah, and that bothers me. There's a similar cutscene in the beginning of Metroid Prime 3 where they did have her move.
Outsider.
It was a bit funny.
Pierced her heart because he called her an outsider, you know, because he doesn't love her anymore. Daddy wasn't there. But yet, sexism and victim abuse or something like that, these are topics that will come up during this series because it's inevitable, you know? It's inevitable. Like, even early on when this game released, there was a review that pointed out that the elephant in the room over what was bad about Other M was the fact that Samus was treated like a woman, you know, and an abuse victim, and Adam is the abuser, and it's so entrenched in her mind that they have a psychic link that is horrible to think about. But anyway, Anthony is being badass here. He's dropping subtle hints on Samus to missile the storm. Do something incredibly mundane.
Wow.
And yet no one will recognize her or thank her for it. Only Anthony recognizes that she does these things all the time.
That's probably people like him or probably tolerate him. It's because it's the only person that acknowledge her for what she is. Yeah.
Adam, he's like the story says Adam is supposed to be our father figure and therefore our bigger buddy, best buddy, but that's not going to be apparent at all.
Yeah, he does. He just seems like a big arsehole.
I don't know why he's an arsehole, considering Sakamoto really wanted us to like him.
Authorized it.
And like, I get the point where authorization comes into play.
Oh no! Yeah, that's something that destroys the gameplay because Adam doesn't.
No, it's Samus who decides not to use bombs or missiles. Adam didn't say anything.
Yeah, but yeah.
See?
He didn't.
So that's what I mean by the psychic link between Adam and Samus, because Adam didn't say anything and he just gave her a look at her. And that was enough for Samus to assume, oh, don't do this. Don't use missiles until he says I can use missiles.
I mean, why? She's a strong, independent woman. She's supposed to.
You know what?
Like, she's a bounty hunter.
About the whole strong, independent woman, it's a problem I have with a lot of people who make, like, seemingly strong female characters. But the thing is that Metroid franchise was all about just Samus for the most part. Samus was the only human, well, Shozo/human, in the entire game. There was no man or any other character, really. So you can't really assert that she's strong and independent. And it's so apparent here because there's new characters, NPCs that she has to talk to, and Sakamoto went all ham on her being this submissive character, you know?
Just like pretty flower, the delicate
So
flower.
all these assumptions about her being independent, Sakamoto was like, no, she's not. What are you talking about? Look at her interact with other characters, other male characters. Speaking of which, these are the bathrooms.
Oh.
Or washrooms. I'm not sure how it goes. I think it's bathrooms in Canada or washrooms in United States.
There's bugs in it. Oh.
Also, it's a Resident Evil 4 view. Makes me want to play Resident Evil 4. Also, you can't shoot while you're here for some reason.
Well, you could play those for Spoopy October too.
Yeah, maybe. It's a short game. If I use the Chicago typewriter and rush through the whole thing. But I only have the Wii version, and there's like the PC version. Well, there's tons of versions now. It's on every system, let's be honest. Except the Switch, but it'll eventually get on there so very soon.
The only one I bought was the 6th one, like the really bad one. But it was fun because we were trolling a lot with one of my friends. We did it co-op. It was so fun.
You know what? It's called kick climb, the wall jump in this game. I have no idea why. Maybe this is where I got kick jump from.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, bad English. Let's blame Sakamoto, like we usually do.
Bad translation.
He's released Samus Returns since then, and some people have forgiven him, but we haven't. We're going to be overall more positive because the Metroid franchise is not dead, thanks to this game anymore. But, you know, maybe Metroid Prime 4 won't be all that great. It's a new team, after all. But, you know, Yooka-Laylee came out a while ago, and that was a really quiet release, and I was wondering, well, wasn't it the original Banjo team that actually made that game? And turns out it was just mediocre, to some people, anyway.
Yeah. Well, is it true that this game is, like, since it's too linear, it doesn't get, like, the feeling of the old Metroid games that was all about
exploration? Oh, no, it wants to be linear. Like, some people say at the end of the game, like, a post-game that we won't be able to see, it feels like a true Metroid game. But the way every room is made is clearly meant for a linear experience.
Yeah, long corridors and stuff like that.
Like, if you watch my first Metroid Fusion video, I jokingly called it Other M in 2D. That's because this game, Other M, rips off Metroid Fusion so badly. Also, that character is dead, because that other guy said so. Not because he clearly was dead or something.
Yeah, not clear because he's like all green or anything.
I don't like the design of these bugs. They're too big. Lyle.
No need to shoot it. You could have
the guy who's afraid of bugs. That's his personality. I'm being serious right now.
You could have just crushed it. No need to shoot it.
Samus should just talk to these characters. I don't know why she monologues even when she's like among them. And no one else talks when she's monologuing.
She does. She does like the Spider-Man, like the cartoon Spider-Man.
Finally, she talks to Adam. This is the first time she actually tries to talk to him, I think. You know, unless you want to infer that she talked to him before, because she was monologuing then. And yet he doesn't listen to her. Like, he was looking towards her, but he notices these bugs on the wall before he actually responds to her. That's so bad. Oh gosh, I wish I could laugh better, but here's the Kirby boss in the meantime.
Oh.
Literally a Kirby boss. I don't know why they thought this was a good design.
It's not good. If you ask me, it's not. No, I don't like that.
You know what? Gameplay-wise, it's not too bad. What you have to do is you have to go into first person, then dodge, I think. Yeah, which is what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah, that's
See,
what
it goes into cutscene as soon as you do that.
Okay. That's why I'm suffer for some of the reviews. Like, the gameplay is pretty good. And the
gameplay had potential, but it was too limited by Sakamoto's stubbornness. He wanted the Wiimote control scheme. Oh, thanks, Adam.
Yes,
he wanted a Wiimote control scheme, but he didn't want to have an optional nunchuck attachment control scheme or something like that. So because of that, you're field gimped the whole time.
Also, you can use missiles now.
Yeah, but not bombs. Thank goodness we don't actually need bombs. So what you need to do is you need to missile the eye, and that will prompt the soldiers to actually freeze this thing's arm, and then its underbelly. I don't know what to call it. It's such a cartoony boss, like, to be honest. It's supposed to be a mass of bugs, but that makes no sense. Bugs don't do this kind of stuff, do they?
No.
I think there's some type of ants that will assimilate.
Like that,
sorry, we're talking to each other so often. But yeah, I think there's a bunch of ants that try to get all huddled up together to kill some of their prey, but not to form a creature like this. Whatever. I think it's probably based on Japanese lore.
And it's a bit too stretchy too. Like it's a bit too gooey for bug.
That too.
To be bug-like, like it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Compared to the Prime games, this first boss is extremely disappointing. But I won't. If this game was good, I wouldn't hold it against the game too much.
Does the when you're first person view, do you aim automatically? Because it seems
no, that's just something I have to mention about first person. When you go into first person, you cannot actually look around unless you hold the B button. But the B button is also the button to lock on to enemies. So imagine you go into first person, but then you want to look to the left, but there's an enemy in front of you. You have to lock on to the enemy instead of looking to the left.
Yeah.
He looks pissed.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking to me, Adam. Also, he's gonna need our cooperation, but he wants us to follow his commands because any other type of behavior is unacceptable. He is possessive as hell.
She's not even in the Federation anymore, so she's just not.
Yeah, she's not under his orders, but she'll happily go under his orders.
Like, yeah.
Oh god.
Like here, I can get why, but
yeah, Noha mentions.
Even though here she refuses. Like, yeah, she refuses.
I was known for giving the thumbs down.
Thumbs down the whole game. You know how I mentioned sexism earlier on? This is sexism, the cutscene. You know what? This is a topic that could be tackled well, but clearly they did not do that in this game. Because we're supposed to somehow think that Adam is always right or something like that. He's supposed to be the perfect commander. And yet, by the end of this game, guess what will happen to his entire crew?
Oh. Spoiler alert. I think everyone knows.
Oh, kid gloves because she's a woman.
I was grateful for the nod.
Of what? Of him singling you out because you're a woman? Any objections, lady?
It touched me on some
Oh
level
god,
that
this
Adam
line.
would acknowledge
Delicate.
that past by calling me something delicate, like lady. I knew more than anyone that every word from
Adam was deliberate. He was doing this intentionally. According to Samus, anyway. Samus is quite wrong about Adam. At least the way he's presented.
And a signal of my
Maybe it's because like Adam knew that she was not like.
You know, all the characters.
The only word that comes in mind is different, but like she has like more personality or whatever or something like that.
She was half
so that's why
Chozo by this point, lore-wise.
Yeah, that's true.
So she was special, but not because she was a woman, because she was like the last Chozo warrior. Well, not a Chozo, but you know, she had their blood in them. So she should have had special treatment, but guess what? The Chozo are never mentioned in this game. Even though it's supposed to be about Samus, they're never mentioned because it's not actually about Samus, which is all the more proof about that.
It's about Adam.
Yeah, it's about Adam because, see, like if you know about all of the backstory of the Metroid franchise and you haven't played this game, you will not learn anything new about Samus while playing this.
Like even like someone who's just viewing the Let's Play, I kind of feel bad for Samus because of the way they treat her. It's, I don't know.
Yeah, Yoshio Sakamoto tried to give a character to her, but he didn't really want to give a character to her. He wanted to give Adam a proper send-off because it was his last game where he would appear alive and not as a robot in Fusion. But there was clearly someone who suffered the consequences.
Yeah.
And it's not Adam, it's Samus. Like some people say, oh, it's bad that Adam didn't get treated properly and we didn't get a proper perspective that we could appreciate him with. But no, we didn't need to appreciate him at all. He was fine the way he was in Fusion. Or not even. Actually, if you look, like retroactively or in hindsight, he's actually pretty bad in Fusion too. But, you know, if Other M had not come out, we would not be saying that.
Well, though the cinematics looks good. So
yeah,
that's good.
D-Rockets, I think, is the Rockets, rather.
Was it Team Ninja?
Is the team that made these cinematics, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like, there's some ass shots here and there because Rockets and Japanese and different cultural standards, but you know, I wouldn't mind if the whole story wasn't this bad.
Here's what we do know.
Battleship!
The equipment we thought had been destroyed is operational again.
Okay, that's good.
Oh.
We've seen casualties attributed to an unidentified and lethal creature.
Only one?
Oh no.
Did we just kill it?
Is critical.
Yeah.
We need to gather all the information we can, but priority one is to find any survivors and bring them to safety.
There are some survivors.
Okay.
Consider this site
And
extremely dangerous.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Well, I've seen some of the things, so I know what happened to the survivors. Don't worry. But for those who don't know, we won't
Wireless
tell them.
interference in this facility is all pervasive, so comm systems is useless. But for some reason, Samus's comm system does work, and Adam can see whatever Samus sees.
What?
Yeah, what? It's not. It's gonna create so many plot holes if you think about it.
That doesn't make any sense.
Nope. Anyway, Power Rangers introduction or something like that. Maurice, he's French like us.
Maurice.
Maurice Favreau. Anthony Higgs. You remember him?
Well, yeah.
All right, James.
James.
Check out the control bridge.
He's got the porn mustache.
Issues might be the result of electrical interference.
No.
KG.
And
Please.
Keiji Misawa. He has exactly one line.
He looks so young.
Got it.
He'll
That's
like-
his one line.
That's it.
It's gonna be repeated another time, but it's the only words he's ever gonna utter during the whole story.
Samus.
And that's kind of gonna create some spoilers, but you know, whatever. Just the fact, like if you look at the gallery, they actually try to give him some character along with all of the other Federation troops, but it never comes up because Yoshio Sakamoto considered them to be all expendable.
Will also appear on this screen.
The last guy.
Except
it seemed
Anthony,
like
I
it
guess,
was-
because he's gonna come up quite often.
Auxiliary weapons.
He's our bud,
The
our
last
real
guy
bud.
seemed like he was the only one who was going to die, like the first one.
Continue to investigate and authorize use as we can.
However,
we currently have no plans.
to authorize the use of power bombs.
As you know,
Why the power bomb specifically? Why not the plasma beam or
Yeah.
wave beam? Those seem pretty powerful too.
living things, which is a nice way of saying they can vaporize humans instantly.
I
You should be well aware of how
would
But
like
that's
to
the reason?
vaporize Adam right now, if you know what I mean.
materials.
Oh, that's completely bullcrap, by the way. Like the power bombs the common materials can't obstruct it. That's a lie. If you use power bombs in gameplay, which you can in the post game, it doesn't do anything.
Execute your missions.
Well, you know, they tried to do
That's the end.
Yeah,
plot thing with
the
it, I mean.
explanation for why Adam has to authorize some stuff had potential, because it would have created great gameplay, especially unique for the Metroid franchise, if you could decide yourself when to authorize your stuff. But if you were like disobeying Adam, it would cause the ending to change, because you would have disobeyed him, or you would have been too evil, or you went out of orders. That would have been great if the game had gone that way, but no, it's just an excuse for only authorizing power-ups at certain points. Also, even though there was a clear point where you could have Samus use the thumbs down in that scene, she didn't do it! Lame.
Well, she accepted, so...
Yeah. Also, we can use bombs now.
Yay.
Even though we could use them at the beginning. And we that's something that we have to keep reminding ourselves about. Except for 2 power-ups, we have everything available to us. Gravity suit, Various suit, super missiles, all that stuff is Samus has got it, but she won't use them until Adam explicitly says that she can. And I'm gonna die quite a few times, so
it
would have been useful to have the gravity suit for some extra defense, Adam. It's it's defensive. Why would you not authorize it right away?
Exactly.
You know, story-wise. Of course, gameplay-wise, we know why they didn't let us do it. So, gameplay like this, we're going to see that very often from now on. And that's going to be some good time where we can talk about interviews, everything we know. And not the cutscenes, because for the most part, the cutscenes, we've talked over them. And, well, we're going to keep doing that, because screw you, viewer.
At least they got subtitles. They can just read it.
True. I think I missed some subtitles during gameplay, because that wasn't part of theater mode. Anyway, here I have to destroy some insects, or rather their hives, so they don't keep spawning forever. And this is another point where you'll see how annoying first person is, because see, the way I was aiming the pointer was clearly trying to avoid the insects so that I can aim at the hive instead.
That's
And
I can see they tried a few things that could be interesting, but it failed so hard.
Some people had an opinion about saying that the reason why there's a first-person mode in this game is to appeal to the Westerners who like the Prime series.
Yeah,
and that is awful.
Like that.
Also, I forgot to point out, but if you look back at the previous cutscene, Samus mentioned that this was the first time since her Federation days that she works with the Federation. That is
that's not true.
Yeah, that's the inconsistency with the Prime series. Specifically Prime 2 and Prime 3. She works directly with the Federation in Prime 3, and she was also under contract with them in Prime 2, and perhaps in Prime 1 too.
The Federation summons
that's
her.
the passive aggressiveness I mentioned of Sakamoto, where he was just like, yeah, that Prime series never happened. Okay, can we move on now?
Yeah, never existed.
he didn't want to completely squash them to the ground. He just wanted to say, oh, never happened. Can we get back to the real story now?
But the problem was everyone, this game got late, and everyone played those games.
Yeah, people love the Prime series. It is a highly acclaimed trilogy, particularly the first game. So for him to just try to make them non-canon like that was really rude. But if you play Samus Returns, there's something that happens in that game that some people will probably appreciate who didn't like that he said, oh, Prime series is not canon. Just saying. Also, you can see that the door in front of me right there was locked. I actually have to save to unlock it, even though I went through that door before. That's going to be a trend. Doors locking behind me and being locked in front of me, and I have to do something to unlock them. Anyway, that's the end of the stream. So what do you think so far?
Oh, okay. Well,
it's
good.
It's going to stop abruptly every now and then because I couldn't keep them too long. Whatever the case, that was the beginning of Other M. I hope you've all enjoyed this so far, and see you all next time for episode 2.
Yay.